Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co, and today I am playing through Wild Gardens, a solo playthrough in particular. Wild Gardens is from Rose Gauntlet Entertainment, and it's a game of foraging. The basic idea of the game, we'll walk through some basics, we'll talk about some things over here, but the basic idea of the game is you're going to be foraging various ingredients by walking around this path. We'll talk you through the action selection system as we go. When you gather these ingredients, you're going to use them to craft these recipes, and you're going to serve these recipes to your guests. Now, I only have one guest here because I'm playing through a solo scenario. Normally you'd have 6 recipes and 6 ingredients in play. I'll go through the game as we start doing this over here. I'll walk you through how the game plays. I'll talk about the differences between the solo and the multiplayer. I have not played this before. It's going to be my first time diving into it, so bear with me if I have to look up a symbol here or there. But I basically have to play this tonight. Don't have to, relative term. I want to play this tonight, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just play a little solo game because I let's get that under my belt, so I have an unfair advantage over my competitors. Or just so I could learn it and get all the other stuff out of the way. But anyways, that's the basic idea of the game. I do have some premium components over here. This is a crowdfunded the Kickstarter version. I have some premium tokens, premium components, premium foraging disc, all that stuff. So there are some extras here. I have not incorporated into it yet the special guest pack. There's a bunch of special guests and other content for the game. But that's, I think, enough to get us up and running. Let's go ahead and dive into this. Normally in the game, you'd be competing against other players. Trying to get the higher score. In the solo game, on the other hand, and there are 7 solo scenarios over here. I should also note I'm coming at this from really enjoying Keystone North America. I really enjoy Keystone North America from Rose Gauntlet Entertainment, and I've also enjoyed how well that game plays both multiplayer as well as solo. So I'm looking forward. That's one of, like, normally with multiplayer games I don't always dive into solo mode, but if I have reason to believe it might engage me more, I do, and that's why I'm here today. One of the things they do is they make it very different. The solo mode is not just like, oh, do this but get so many points. They change up the entire experience, and in this case they do so through an entire journal of story entries you'll be going through. But the basic idea, we'll talk about the intro. Let's go ahead and read the intro. A feast for flowers. The local flower festival has everyone buzzing with excitement. As the event draws nearer, the anticipation in the air is palpable, and people are eagerly preparing for the festivities. Kazim and Johan, some local farmers, have asked you to participate and would like you to forage some wildflowers for the event. You eagerly accept their invitation and begin searching for some local flowers while also preparing a tasty treat for the farmers. This will be Kazim and Johan over here. They want a green recipe, of which we only have the porcelain salad. The green recipe, porcelain salad, that's how that works. Setup. Instead of placing 6 random guest cards, search for Kazim and Johan. They are the only guests you can serve. Rules. Extended trip. Do not change locations after your first trip. We'll talk more about this in a second, but normally the arc of the game is you'll play the game across 3 turns is a trip, and you're going to do 2 trips in the game. In this game, we're going to do 6 turns in a single trip location. Do not change locations. I think we would still do the other setup and clear down stuff. Goals. Complete all milestones. Milestones are going to have, for example, we have this milestone here, serve Kazim and Yohim. My assumption, I haven't read through this over here, but I've seen things like milestone 4 over there, so I do believe there'll be milestones that unlock as we go through the story over here. Have at least 10 flower ingredient tokens in your supply at the end of the game, so we want these in my supply at the end of the game. Gain a new completion achievement for the scenario by scoring at least 40, 65, or 95. So there is a not beat your own score, there is a get a high score function in the game, but it's tied with an entire story element. Let's go ahead and walk you through how the game would play, and the differences. We'll cover the differences whenever I take an action that's relevant. The basic idea is we're going to have our action tokens. We're going to have Kevin over here. I called him Kevin because I think he's Kevin. He just looks like a Kevin to me. We're going to have Kevin over here. Kevin has his own individual free skills, and Kevin's going to be assigning these tokens to his various things over here, and he'll be taking, did I say 3 turns each? Just 3 trips with a bunch of turns. We'll walk you through it over here. But Kevin's basically going to be assigning tokens to various spots on the board to be able to go ahead and take action. So Kevin might go over here with this and this there, taking these actions, and then moving his token over here on this board. You're going to be moving exactly the number of the token you place. So for example, if I place a 4 over here, I can move exactly 4 following the arrows. I can't move this way because, well, actually I could move this way. I can't move this way, I can't move that way. Right now, if I were to move 4, let's say pretend I just placed this token over here, I would go, let's place over here. I move 4. I would go 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Alternatively, because I'm at 1, I could also use the 1 to go 4 to over there. Or I could have gone 1, 2, 3, and then 4 to 2. You have a bunch of options of how you can move, but the main thing is you have to always follow the arrows, and this connects to here, this connects to here, and these connect to either of those two, or this connects to either of those two. Now when you're done there, you're going to take an action, either gathering ingredients, serving cooking a recipe, serving a guest, reserving a recipe or a guest and getting 2 points. And then also over here, reserving a recipe or guest and getting 2 points. And then lastly over here, you're going to have the option to go to the library to buff up your skills, because these tokens over here are going to go on your player board and make it so when you take an action, things are better for you. That's the basic idea of the action selection. You have 5 actions for the first round. Again, you have 6 rounds divided into 2 journeys, but you're going to have 5 actions for the first round. At the end of the round, we're going to take one of our tokens and place it up on this storyboard, and then that's going to get locked off. Speaking of the storyboard, we're going to go ahead and reveal the journey we are taking this time. This will be different every single time you play, unless it's possible the solo scenarios might tell you one that's specific, but I don't believe it told me that this time, so I think we're just going to go ahead and play it over here. So we have Oaxaca in Mexico. At the beginning of each day in player order, study or cook. Ooh, you do not need to be in a picnic zone. Normally when you cook or serve, you need to be in a picnic zone. Those little symbols over here. In this case, you don't need to do so. And we can study, which I definitely think I want to study first. I think studying is going to give me a clear advantage over here, because what I'm going to do right now is I'll study. To study, what you do is you look where your person is. So for example, my person is currently over here, and it does seem to imply like I might have to be in that spot. I'm currently next to this, so that means I can take this, because I'm next to this, I could take this ingredient. If I weren't next to this or this, I couldn't take this light bulb thing. So I'm going to take this over here, and I'm going to go ahead and put it, if I'm trying to get kale, I need to get double kale over there. Let's go ahead and start with a kale action here, and then we need to go ahead to our token bag and replace that token. We need to replenish that token, but we're not done. Oh, we got another forage one. I need to take this and put it down by my book. So I currently have a reserved book. In order to return that, I have to pay a matching ingredient to return the book. But I personally love tableau building, so I'm going to be trying to ramp that up as fast as I possibly can. I want to break this game. Okay, not in an actual bad way, but I want to have fun with this. Okay, let's go through this over here. So that was my first thing at the beginning of each day in player order. That's the first thing we're going to do, and then we will go ahead and continue the process. So we're going to continue this process over here, and wow, that is an insane one to do. That gives us so much agency over the game state. Okay, because we're going to get 6. I think it's 6. Let me just double check that. I'm pretty sure you get 6. I think the beginning of each day is every single day. So let me just make sure I'm correct in the sequence. Ending the trip, 3 days, yeah. That means 6 times during the game, I'll be able to get a free study, which means I can try to focus. I don't need to focus on this as much. I can get all 9 of these tapped out. This is going to be a fun one. Okay, so what I want to do right now is I want to go ahead and make sure I have a 1 right now. So I think what I can do is I can go ahead and gather another one of these, which I might do. You know what? I'm going to place this. No, I'm not going to take this action as much. So I'm going to go ahead and place this over here, which might seem a little crazy, but I think it's going to work for me, because I'm going to go over here. Now, every spot on the board is adjacent to 3 different forage tokens. I'm going to go here right now, where I'm still adjacent to this. No, I can't do that yet. I can't do that yet. 1 second. Maybe I won't do that exact spot. Maybe I'm going to do a 2. I'll do a 2 and move it over here, because now that I'm over there, I will go ahead and take this ingredient. So I'm going to take this book, which means I can no longer reserve another book until I clear those up. But I think that's good enough for me. I'm going to take this over here, and let's put it over here so that we always have some flexibility over how we do things. So right now, I place that, which means I'm going to be able to have some strong turns. That's turn 1. Okay, so the efficiency action I'm trying to play is I'm trying to serve Kazim and Johan, which means I do need to get some greenery. Which the tricky part now is I may have set myself up for... I'm realizing the problems here. I might do some takebacks here, because I really need to get... The problem is the way these are situated, I think I am going to go ahead and place this here. I'm going to return this book. I'm going to return this token. And I will go here, from here. So I'm going to go 1, and I'm going to grab 3 green, because I think I'm going to need that 3 green. We're going to place this down over here. You have a spot below your board for ingredients, cooked recipes, and reserved cards. So I'm placing those down over here. Let's move these here. And that's my first option. First option was move 1 and gather 3. Now when you gather, you can take from any of the spots that are adjacent, so here, here, or here, and you can take the same ingredient if you want. And that's going to be consistent. I'll tell you whenever a rule is different from multiplayer to solo. So anyways, I got my 3 ingredients over here, which means I can already now go to serve a guest. But before I do that, I think what I want to do is I want to go ahead and get this token. So that's where, or I could do either of these tokens. So maybe we do that. Can I move 2 and then... If I move 2, I would go here. If I move 3, and what if I move 4? Because I have to really think this through. If I move 4, what if I move 3? 3 followed by a 1 could be flexible. And this would come out over here, 1, 2. Okay, I could do that. I'm going to move 3. So I'm going to place this down over here. You will move 3. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and then 3. over here. Maybe I should put him, down like that so you can see our lovely Kevin. I'll place him over there, 3 there, and then I will now take this action where I'm going to reserve this token over here. So I'm going to grab that token and take this book because I'm next to this token. That's great, over there. As a free action, I'm going to pay a matching ingredient. So I'm going to pay a matching ingredient to return this book because you can't actually get another book until you do that. So that's going to help me out over there. Then for my next action, I'm going to move 2 and I'm going to serve. So I'm going to go 1. Oh, did I mess up? No, okay, let's go to 2. Let's go to 2. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and now that I'm next to a picnic table, I'm going to trade. Oh, I can't serve yet. I have to make the recipe. There's a step-by-step process here. I'm going to go ahead and pay 2 in order to go ahead and build that porcelain salad, putting that cooked recipe down beneath my board. So I got porcelain salad, and that's going to earn me 2 points, which I'll take on this track. So I now have 2 points. We're going to put out honey mushrooms over here, and that's great. We got what we need over there. Then I now need to serve them. I could do so with 1, 2, 3, 4. I could do a 4 to reserve. It's not the craziest because then I have my 1 to 4 left with complete flexibility. So I think I'm going to go ahead and move here and go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I will go ahead and, yeah, I think so. I think I'm going to go ahead and serve, and I can also forage an ingredient because of the way that system works. Do I want to try to buff up this more first? Let me see. Let me think for a second. Let me go back here for a second because I could have that flexibility. But if I do that, because I do want to do that. That's not a question. I do. So if I do that, I would be able. Oh, we have to draw a new token from the bag. Let's get that out over here. We have this over here. This is, what token is that? I don't know what that token is. So give me a second while I look it up to see what that token does. The tokens you currently have is plus or minus 1 movement. This one lets you trade a cooked recipe for 3 points. And this one I don't know yet because I haven't checked it up yet. But it looks like if your forager is adjacent to bark and stem source, gain 2 bark. If your forager is adjacent to a bark and stem source ingredient, then you can take 2. So if I'm adjacent to these, I can take 2. That's interesting. That's interesting. If I time it around that, that gives us 2 of those. That's intriguing. That's intriguing. I have to think about how I want that. Do I want that kind of focus on a specific ingredient? Because I do want that focus on flowers. We do need flowers. So maybe because of that, I don't go for the focus, but I go for the variability because we're going to be near flowers, which there's no flowers near bark, which I think would inform my choice. There's only 2 barks, so we're not going to do that. So I think we're going to go ahead and try to get this one, which means we need to be next to a green or a white. And if we're next to a green, we can go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. So we're going to use our 1 to 4 to go here and go 1, 2. Okay, that will enable me to take this once again, which I'll place over here. All right. That should help. Did I take an ingredient when I cooked? I was over here. I didn't. I'm going to take a green. I'm going to take a green. Okay. That was from the first token. Then I move 2, and then that again. And then I'm going to move 4 and go 1, 2, 3, and 4 through here. There's a picnic table there. We're going to serve our guests. So we're going to serve this to Kazim and Johan. This will go away. We'll get rid of our ingredients over here. We'll put it to the side. We'll serve Kazim and Johan. But before we read his text, which was something that's different for solo games, we're going to first go ahead and forage 2 ingredients. And this I should have because I took another token over there. And we should also refill this bag. I need to get better at those things. We'll take this over here. We got another one of those. Okay. And then I think I will take a red over here. We're going to take a red from this pool. And then we could also take a blue or pink. None of those are really that helpful. For blue, I guess, is partially helpful. So let's go ahead and take a blue and see how that goes for us. Okay, there's our ingredients. And now we serve Kazim and Johan, and we've done all of our action tokens. So when you serve a guest, you're going to get their points, which in this case, Kazim and Johan don't give you points right away. They give you endgame points you can trade in flowers. But what they are going to do is they're going to have us read script 132. This is something you would not do in a multiplayer game. So, script 132, let's go and serve our guest. Kazim. Wow, that was an amazing meal. Thank you so much for treating us today. You really outdid yourself with those foraged ingredients. Johan. Is it Johan? Yeah, Johan. Yes, thank you. Wait, yes, thank you. We've never had anything like it before. It was such a treat. You tell Johan and Kazim that it was your pleasure to serve them and that you love sharing your passion for foraging with others. Kazim. Speaking of food, we are hoping to serve some of the fruit we're growing on our farm at the local flower festival, but we've been having a bit of trouble with theft. Someone keeps stealing our fruit, and it's been a real problem. Johan, we've tried everything to stop them, but nothing seems to work. It's frustrating because we are really looking forward to sharing our harvest with everyone. We just hope we can find a way to stop the thief before the festival starts. We don't want to disappoint anyone. You ask Kazim and Johan if there's anything you can do to help. Their farm is pretty large, and there's no way to monitor all of it all of the time. They point you in the direction of Hank, their farmhand, who has taken the task of tracking down the fruit thief while Kazim and Johan prepare for the festival. Milestone 2. Search the guest deck for Hank and Bandit and add that card to the supply. So we're going to have Kazim and Johan. They're going to go to our, I don't know, somewhere. We'll put them down a little. You'll see them a drop off camera just so they can just stay over there. And we're going to search for Hank and Bandit. Oh, well, top card, so that worked well. We have Hank and Bandit over here. Add that card, serve Hank and Bandit, and figure out how you can help track down the fruit thief. Okay. So we have to go ahead and serve Hank and Bandit. He wants 1, 2, or 3. Fortunately, we already have this the blue for the sea lettuce granola, and we don't have the bark, but that double bark could help us for the birch shortbread, and so can it help us for the black walnut pie. So we do have options on the table in front of us, but first we have to walk you through the end of round sequence. Because end of round sequence. The way the end of round sequence goes is you're going to go ahead and return one of your 5 tokens to the board up here, which means you have 1 next token for the next round. So each round you have 1 less token. You have 5, then 4, then 3, then you'll clear and rinse and repeat. But you're also getting stronger as you go, so there is that. In this case, we can go ahead and, we can prep for the sea lettuce granola right away, honestly. That's not bad. So basically, the token you return gives you the choice of what you're going to do over here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and go straight. Do I want to go straight with the forage over here? I mean, I think so. I think I'll do that. I think I'm going to place token 2 down here, and that's going to give me 2 forage actions. I'm currently over here, so I will take 1 of these over here. Do I want another one? Do I want any of those other ingredients, or do I not care which I get? I don't know if I strongly care what I get, so I'll take another blue, because why not? Because we're already out of blue. Great, so I took 2 forage actions from that, because this was 2. Then we're going to go to the beginning of the day. These tokens will all clear off. We'll come back over here. We'll resolve the beginning of the day. I can go ahead and study or cook. Ooh, yay, we can study or cook. So, right about now, I can return a matching ingredient I can pay an ingredient to return a book. That gives me some flexibility because I could, once again, stock up on forage actions. I mean, the forage actions are going to really help me when I finally get next to a flower and just stock up heavily on the flowers because I do need those. So let's do that. I think let's go ahead and grab another forage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay a red to return. Oh, do I return the books right away? Let me just double check the sequence over here. I don't believe I return a book until the end of the round. But let me just double check the end of round sequence, the end of day sequence, the rest action. We're going to go ahead and randomize the resource tokens. So that's ending the trip. That's ending the trip. End of day. End of day. Pass the first player. Remove all action tokens. Carry out at the beginning of the player day. That's it. That's it. We're all good. So right now, I will go ahead and pay this red to return this book over here. Then, because I'm over here, I'll use my at the beginning of each day over here to pull that, to trade this, put it over here, and take yet another one of those. So that's going to be my next one over there. Which means I think I need to do, because I'm going to get 1, 2, this is in the beginning of day 2, I'm going to get 4 more of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could do 1 more upgrade and then just not worry about upgrading at all. I'll be at full efficiency. Again, Oxcom Mexico is pretty cool. Anyways, we're done over there, so we got that. And then it's time to go ahead and take our turn. So, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and make a recipe. But we also want to be next to wildflowers. And those are charred because did they really make it so that the only wildflowers next to recipes over there? Well, that's not fun. I guess it's okay. It is what it is. I could do a 4 to do an upgrade action, followed by a 1 to do a forage. I think I like the idea of that. So, we can, we have to go, once again, we have to reach into the bag and pull out a token over here. Can we get something interesting? This is, we can return a recipe of any kind to get what? What is that symbol? It's a little heart, but the heart doesn't tell me enough. I don't, is the heart, when served effect. Activate the when served effect of a guest. We don't have a good combination of guest abilities right now, which makes it a little trickier. The plus or minus 1 movement will give us a lot of flexibility. I don't love things that give you flexibility. I like actions and stuff. So maybe I place the 3. Maybe I do that to do a 2. I'm trying to think how I want to do this over here because there's lots of options on the table, but taking advantage of the bark situation could be strong. I think I do want to take advantage of the bark, but that means I would need to go next to a blue, which would be very hard, or return a green, which would be more doable if I did a 1, then a 2. Okay, we're gonna play this out. We're gonna see how this goes. I might regret this later. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm fine. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pay the green to return this over here. Then we're going to use this as a 2, which I do not love, for the record. We're going to use this as a 2, and we're going to go 1, 2. Okay? Although we don't need to pad out these, that doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. I don't think it matters to me. Because we're not going to have to do this anymore. So I think we're going to ignore this one. Because we can also cook. Huh. Huh, huh, huh. No, I think I want to do it. I think I want to do it. We're going to go here. We're going to go over here. And we'll use our 2. We went here. And we're going to, because we're next to the book, we're going to take the book. We're going to take the bark over here. We're going to put it there. Whenever we forage next to bark, we are going to get the, 2 extra bark effectively. So, if we're adjacent to it. And there's over here and then here, which are very specific spots. Like something like this, for example, is going to be next to, like, 2 spots. Or, in depending on where you are, over here as well, it could be next to 3 spots. So, bark could have been better situated for this puzzle. But in this case, it's not. But we're going to make the most of it. So, we've done the 1 to 4. We've done the 2. We gather that. And then we are done with that action. We're going to use our 1 to go forage over here, which means we're going to move 1. And then we're going to take 2 bark because we can. I'm just trying to stock up on extra ingredients because I think it'll help me. But then we are also going to gather, what else is helpful here? Those aren't helpful. The green could be helpful. We have 2, 3. We have 3 forage actions. We're going to take 1 green, 1 red, and let's go ahead and take another green, just because. Another green. Okay, those are our forage ingredients over here. We're then going to follow that up with a move. Now, if I need to cook over here, I could do 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be specific to foraging, and I can't go here anyway. So I could go 1, 2, 3, 4 over there, which is not the worst. Then 1, 2, 3 back to there. That I like that. So let's go over here. Let's go over here, where we're going to cook a recipe. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and back to here to 4. We're next to this picnic table over here, and we're going to use that to go ahead and build ourselves. We can do the sea lettuce granola, or we can do the birch shortbread, but the sea lettuce granola gives us more points, and points are part of what we're doing here. So we're going to go ahead and build the sea lettuce granola, returning these to the supply, and gaining 3 points. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we now have our cooked recipe over here, and we are good to go. But now, if we go serve that recipe, and this is the tricky part, because I could go here, but I think we'll just go over here. It's fine. We're not next to the bark, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2. We can't go this way. What I could do is I can go 1, 2. Nope, we can't go that way. If I go here, 4. It's annoying. Because I like the idea of the foraging. I like the idea of maximizing the forage of where you're next to. I didn't even realize the way the bark is situated, you really are kind of stuck on it. You can only get 1 per cycle. It's not the best token, honestly. It is what it is. I made my choice, and I didn't refill the stock. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Okay, we have this one over here. If you're next to a flower, gain a star. That is a good one because we need to be next to flowers to forage. So with that in mind, I think we're just going to go 3. We're going to go 3 and we're going to serve. 1, 2, 3. Because we have to go through these milestones here. We're going to serve our sea lettuce granola to Hank and Bandit because he wants them. And then we're going to remove this from the game. And we'll take Hank and Bandit, who will go into our guests over here. We're going to read 128. He also gives us the ability, move to an empty, I have to take my forages. Move to an empty picnic zone of your choice, then forage 3 times. So we have that option. Oh, and we're going to get 4 points for him. So we're going to go from 5 to 9. We also get 3 forage actions. We are over here right now. Could we have been somewhere different? Not really, because 1, 2, 3 would have been the other option, which wouldn't have enabled us to actually serve. So because of that, we're going to forage from where we are, which means we don't care about bark right now. We'll take 3 forage actions. We'll take 2. We'll take a red. We'll take, actually we do care about bark. There's lots of things that require bark. We'll take a red, a green, and a bark. We'll just keep it nice and evenly divided. Okay, there we go. We're doing good. We're doing the Lord's work. We're going to continue to the next step. Let me just make sure there's not a resource limit. These are all the things you find out when you're playing a new game. Because inevitably I'll have a comment somewhere that talks about the resource limit. Like, can I have too much? Is there a stock resource for foraging? I don't believe there is. Place in ingredients. Use a multiplier if you run low on physical ingredients. That sounds like you would get a lot of foraging. So I'm going to guess not. Okay, it doesn't say it in the forage action. If there is a resource limit, I'm playing this game very, very wrongly. We're going to read 128. Let's go ahead and see what Hank has to say. Hank, wow, thanks for this. It's delicious. Bandit, neez in approval. Hank, you like it too, Bandit, don't you? Bandit's got a real sweet tooth. At first I thought he was the fruit thief we were looking for. However, I ruled him out when I found him with his head stuck in one of our honey pots. After washing him up, I took him for a ride around the perimeter of the farm, and I think I found something that might help you catch that fruit thief we've been having trouble with. Really? What did you find, you inquire? Hank, I found some tracks leading up to the fence that borders your farm. They look like they were made by a person, not an animal, and there were some footprints leading away from the fence. Hank points in the direction of the footsteps. Hank, yeah, it looks like they were heading towards the old mill. It's abandoned, but I've heard rumors that Rose has been working on refurbishing it for a new flower shop. I'm guessing that might be where the thief is hiding out with our stolen fruit. I'd go over and ask Rosa myself, but she's still mad at me since Bandit got into her honeyworts. Maybe you could check in with her? We can give you a ride over if you'd like. Search the guest deck for Rosa and add that card to the supply. Serve Rosa and see if the fruit thief is hiding in the old mill. So we have our next milestone. Again, there's only 4 milestones we got here, and we're doing pretty good on time. So Rosa is somewhere in this deck. Now I wonder if there's content creators. Ooh, the content creators are probably in the other deck. We'll go through... might go through the content creators at the end of this. Rosa. Oh, yeah, we got Rosa over here. Rosa's going to be our next guest. She wants another green ingredient, which fortunately we just cleared space for. Oh boy, we need a lot of greenery. We need a lot of greenery and 2 mushrooms. So we just need 2 greenery, actually. We're doing pretty well in this. So she wants the... Wait, now I'm confused. This is... Oh, no. I'm wrong. The main ingredient is green, but it's not a salad because it's a lamb's quarters gratin. So we do need a salad, which means you might get a chance to see in action and how it differs from solo to multiplayer. But it is the end of the round because all our tokens are gone. So we are going to go ahead and put one of these tokens onto the board. We are currently in a spot where we need to hunt through this deck for a specific type of recipe, which is an action you can take in this mode. So we will figure this out. She will give us 3 flowers too, which is excellent. But I think the main thing we want to do then is we can place down our 1 to get just 2 onions. I guess we could do that. I mean, it's not better or worse than anything else we're doing. Let's go ahead and place down our 1. And the 1 is tricky because I'm going to try to go... I don't know what I'm going to try to do. I think I'm going to place this 1 down over here and just take 2 of those onions. Okay. We got more ingredients piling up. We have no cooked recipes. And we are trying to make a bunch of stuff. Let's do it. So, it is the beginning of a new day, which means we get to get another skill. What I think I want to do is I do want the skill of if you're next to a flower, I think this was a mistake. This was a mistake. I regret this. But I am going to take this over here and put it there. Okay, because I think it's still worth it and it is what it is. These will come off. This will give us a point every turn, which will give us an extra 5-10 points across the course of the game, which will help us get to that 95 score. We are going to move and forage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's not great. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why am I trying to go there? There should be no reason I'm trying to go there, because I'm trying to make a recipe. No, I don't care about that at all. So a 2 wouldn't help me. 1, 2, 3. I'm counting for a reason. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. None of those add up to 6. We could go down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 5, 6. None of these add up to 5. They could go to 7, perhaps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could do that. So let's do that. Why? Because I want to. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That might be better, but it won't make a difference really. I need to cook a meal. This is tricky because we need to take care of Rosa. And oh, by the way, this is not here. This is over here, day 2. But we need to take care of Rosa right now, and that means we need to get a greener ingredient, which means we really need to prep around this, which is a little tricky. So why don't I just not overly worry about every aspect of this? What I will do is we're going to go here and we're going to reserve a card. So we'll just place a 3. Does it matter where I go? No, it doesn't matter where I go. I'll just go over here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's just what we're going to do. Great, we're done. Alright, now regardless of where we stop, we're going to go here, we're going to reserve a card that will give us 2 points, so we're going to go to 11, and we're going to reserve a type, and we're reserving the type of this. And then we'll go through this over here until we find that. Now that's not normally how that works. Normally in a typical non-solo game, you can reserve, when you go to the reserve spot, you can reserve a guest or an ingredient or a recipe. In this case, in the solo game, you can go through the deck and name what you want as far as the type. So we're going to go find a noodle salad over here. Let me just check the exact rules as far as how it works. Like, is it the first one or is it any one? So I just need to double check that. Solo mode over here. Solo mode. Choose a recipe type. Reveal cards to the top of the recipe until you receive a card. Okay, top of the deck. Top of the deck until you reveal that card. So we're going to reveal. 1, 2, there we go. Oh boy. Oh boy. So that's a very involved ingredient, but it is the ingredient we need. So we are going to figure out what do we need for this? This is currently our reserved ingredient. We know that we don't even have a raspberry. We have one of this, we have one of this, we have two of these, and we have one of this. So we need to go ahead and forage somewhere where we can get that and that. To that end, this would be a decent spot where I can do that, and I can get a 3 forage action. Now, can I take these in any order is a question I have. Move your token. Okay, let me just double check whether the player board can be done in any order. I believe it can be, but I want to make sure. Place an action token, move your forager, activate your skills in the chosen section, activate any or all the skills in the order of your choice. So that sounds like very specific. So I think what we're going to do is we need to get to here, which would be great. So we could use our 1 to 4, which would work. If we use this over here, we can go, I think that works, 1. We're going to go 1. Okay, and then now that we're in a spot we can cook ingredients, we're going to first forage. We're going to forage these 3. So we're going to forage 2 of these and 1 of these, which will be exactly enough to complete that. That'll be enough to complete that. And that means we have now done this recipe. So we have the recipe, we are building from the reserve recipes, and we now get 6 points. So we go from 11 to 17. We'll take this, we'll put it into our cooked recipes over here, underneath here, and then we'll continue that by using that. We have our 3 and 4. I think we're going to go to one of these. So if I go here, 1, 2, 3, 4, that does work. I can also do 1, 2, 3, which also works. Not as much what I love. I can't get to these friggin' things, but let's do it. Let's do it and figure it out from there. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. We're using our 4 to move here. And then we're going to provide this recipe to them, to Rosa. So we'll get rid of the recipe. We'll serve Rosa. We'll get a point. And we got another jar. We haven't really talked about the jars yet. There are things that will move you points equal to the number of jars you have. We currently have 3 jars because Kazem and Johan also have a jar. So whenever we move the jar, we're moving our 3 points effectively. And then we read 119. And we still have an action token left. Oh, and then we're serving a guest. So let's go ahead and let's serve the guest first, because that might define what we need to get from the supply. Because we still have 3 forages left. Rosa. This is lovely. Thank you so much. It looks delicious. With all this work I've been doing lately for the flower shop and the upcoming festival, I keep forgetting to eat. So this is perfect. Rosa quickly devours the delicious meal you gave her and takes you on a tour. As you step inside the old mill, you can feel the history and character of the building. The rough hewn wood beams overhead, and the creaking of the old machinery evoke a sense of nostalgia. But as you walk through the space, you can see the potential for a modern and stylish flower shop, with Rosa already setting up sleek displays and innovative designs that blend seamlessly with the building's rustic charm. However, there's no trace of the fruit thief you're looking for. Finally, you ask Rosa if she has noticed anything. Oh no, says Rosa. She puts her hand together as if defeated. Rosa, actually I have. It must be my young cousin Pip. He's been visiting me, and he's been a bit of a character. He does some pretty weird things sometimes. Last week I found him rearranging all the flowers so we could sing to them like they were guests in his concert. You laugh as she shows you a picture of the little rascal. Rosa, I don't know what his recent obsession with food is all about, but it's been causing some issues. I caught him stealing some apples from the nearby orchard the other day. His antics can be amusing, but I'm worried he'll get himself into trouble. I'll talk to him. He should be out back playing. Rosa calls to Pip, but she gets no response. You both go out to look. Rosa, oh no, where could he have gone this time? Do you mind helping me look for him? Maybe if we set a trap for him. Search the guest deck for Pip and add it to the card supply. If you serve the recipe that has at least 1 fruit in its cost, gain an additional 4 VP when scoring. So we need to search for Pip right now, and we ideally want a, let's find out what Pip needs. Pip needs something, but regardless of what he needs, he probably doesn't, well, he needs a certain type of recipe. Here we go. And if we have something with a fruit in its cost, which we don't have, so that's tricky. I don't think we're going to have a lot of success over there, because we could go foraging, but there's no guarantee we would get the right recipe. So we have 2 options. Pip's going to be our 3rd person, and we need to get 4 milestones. Have all 4 milestones done. That's one of the things. And so this is the 3rd milestone. Do I know if there's 4? Oh, I know there's 4 because it was kind of obvious. At one point it says, it says milestones 1 to 4 complete, I believe. No, do I know there's 4? I don't know if I do know there's 4. I think I was assuming there's 4, but I don't know if I know that. It might just be because I saw. Yeah, I don't know if I know if it's 4. Okay, well, let's go ahead and deal with Pip. We still have 1 action left in the round right now. Pip needs a dessert. We have 2 desserts in play. We can easily do the birch shortbread. So from here, we can go 1, 2. We can go 1, 2, 3, or we can go 1, 2, 3. Neither one of those allows us to actually, do what we need to do. So I think the best option. I don't know if there's a best option. I think the best option is none of them help. None of them help. what was the thing? If we serve at least fruit in the supply. So we don't have any fruit, so that may as well get some fruit, I guess. Get some of this over here. Get some, wait, it's a fruit. 1 second. What kind of fruit? It says, this is tricky. If you serve a recipe that has at least 1 strawberry in its cost. But there are no strawberries. Unless this is the strawberry? No, this is the strawberry. It's a raspberry. Oh, it is raspberry. Never mind. It's a raspberry. Ignore me. Ignore me. I'm looking a little too far away. So I may as well try to get raspberries, which would mean I'd go 1, 2, 3. I guess so. So I'm going to go here. Oh, I guess this works. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to go over here. That means I get 3 forage actions, and if I'm next to a thingy, which I am, I get a point. So I'm going to get a point, and I will get 3 forage actions. I will not be next to the bark, unfortunately. There's no place that's next to bark and that. So I will go ahead and take 3 forage actions. I may as well take 1 raspberry just in case, and then 2 flowers because we're getting up to the end over here, which means I am going to need to gather flowers because as much as I'm fairly confident I'm doing a lot decently over here. Oh, when I serve Rosa, I'm supposed to gain 3 flowers. That's she has over here. When served, gain 3 flowers. I didn't do that yet, so I'm going to take the 3 flowers as well. Okay, let's put these over here. Put these over here, and then we got our 5 flowers so far. So we are collecting 5 towards our 10 flowers that we need. We need to complete all the milestones, and then we need to get ideally 40, 65, or 95 points. We already have 19 points, so we are looking decent, but 19 points does not 95 points make. Okay. So, I think that's it. That's the round. That's the round. We are going to go ahead and finish the next steps over here. So that means is we will take one of these tokens, which is, we'll take our 1 to 4, because there's no reason not to at this point, and we will cash in something. We could do 2 forages if we want. We could get 2 points. We could trade in those 2 tokens to move our... Interesting. No, I think we're just going to do 2 forages. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and get... we can study or cook. That's interesting. So I think we're going to get 2 forages. We'll grab 2 flowers. Why 2 flowers? Because we still need flowers. So we're going to place 2 flowers over here. And then that is the round. And we're going to go ahead and reset a few things. So we reset a few things over here. And then we are... That's where it's going to get tricky. So... Okay. What we do now, let me just go through the rulebook to make sure I'm doing this correctly. We have done with 3 full rounds. At this point, we need to go ahead and reset for the next day entirely. Randomize the resource tokens, which means you're going to reset the board. Discard and replace all 6 recipe and all 6 guests. Oh. Okay, cool. Randomly return all checked out books to the library. So we're going to take these over here. We're going to shuffle them up over here. We're going to put 1 over here and 1 over here. So we're going to place this. Speaking of which, we should have a token here, which we always forget to replenish. Return action tokens to the location board. Flip over the top card of the location deck, which we're not going to do because we are using the same location deck. This will just give you a little mushroom over here. And the new first player. So what we need to do is we need to get rid of all 6 of these. I'm assuming we do not get rid of the guests. That seems like it's something you would not do. So we're going to put out 6 new cards over here. So let's go ahead and do this over here. We have 1. Actually, let's put this over here where this was. And then continue the 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, do not tell me this deck, that is not cool. That is not cool. Okay, so now we have to do a reserve action. That is a curveball. We got 2 recipe types over here in the entire deck. We have to reserve. Okay, but it might change what we do now because now we're going to go ahead and take another benefit over here. So I think what we'll do is we will take this over here. We could discard any recipe for 3 points. I think we're going to do that over here. So we're going to take this and take one of these tokens. I don't know if I care. I'll take the flower one. Okay, and then we will replenish that. The reason we're doing that is we're doing that at the beginning of each day. But we are going to... Oh, wait, no, I can't do that yet. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Because we have to first replenish these. The token I can take might vary depending on where we go. So we're going to grab our little resource bag that we have over here. We're going to place these all in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going to place them all in here. And then we're going to repopulate the board by shaking up the bag and then just starting to place them all out. So we're going to go ahead and just 1, 2, 3. So actually it changes the whole board structure, including our bark situation. So the bark situation might get better depending on how that mirrors out over there. We'll place this down here. We got a flower mirroring those 2 zones. We have placing down this. Be a bark, be a bark. It's a bark. Yes. Okay. I want my other bark to be down here, I guess, or one of the, anything that touches 2. Honestly, is fine with me. Okay. So now this next cycle is going to be stronger than the first because we have all of our upgrades as far as getting prepped and everything. But we still have to go through, and and place them down. Oh, we got another bark. That's not cool. That's not cool. 2 bark next to each other is not cool at all. And none of those barks touch another flower. Same situation we had before. So there's no flower and bark, which means we can never fully benefit from both at the same time in terms of our maximization of forage. So I do think I made a small misstep in taking the bark. I don't think it's the end of the world, but I think it is okay. It is okay. Okay, that is going to be that. We can toss off to the side, and now we can go ahead and gather one of these. So because I am not next to those, I can't actually take this one. So that matters. I am assuming I can't. It says you can study. I'm assuming it follows the normal study restrictions. But because of that, it means I can take this plus movement, or simply the gaining the mushroom. Since a lot of the ingredients over here do require a mushroom, I might just grab the mushroom and take this over here, put it over here, and take the mushroom. We'll do that. Okay. Now that we've done that, how do I want to handle this next step? Because I do want to be able to cook, because I think I have to. So what can I cook? I can cook a fried puffball. Honestly, the cheaper the recipes, the better, I think. So we have our cream of mushroom over here. We have this one over here. This one's not bad. Our asparagus casserole. It's going to be 7 points over here. But we need a bunch of ingredients over here. Okay, let's take our first turn. Let's figure this out. We have to go over here anyway to be able to get a dessert. So let's start with that, I guess. Let's start with the dessert. We'll place this down over here and simply move 1. Okay? Why 1? Because I don't want to do anything else. So we're going to place this down here. We'll move 1. We'll take a little mushroom cap over here. We'll place it down, and then we'll search until we get a dessert. So we have a dessert right off the bat. Unfortunately, it requires walnuts, which is terrible because I don't think we have walnuts, but we can benefit from this. So we're going to place this over here. It's under reserved items over here. We will go ahead and move our 1 to 4 already, which feels a little brutal, but it is what I think makes the most sense. Does it? Because we want those. Can we do it elsewhere? If we go, I think we kind of have to. I think we have to. So we'll do that. We're going to move here. We're going to move 1. We're going to collect 4. We're next to our bark, so we do collect 2 bark for free. And then we are going to go ahead and do 3 forage actions. We're going to collect inherently 3 of these because we need those. That's going to be that. We'll just take 3 of those, and that was our construction of our cooked recipes. So that moves to our cooked recipes, and we have all these little ingredients over here that are just sitting over here ready to go. So with that, what do we want to do? We need to get to another cooking station, because if we do, we can then go ahead and do all the serving stuff. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We could just head over there, which I think makes sense to me. So we're just going to go here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now that we're over there, we will go ahead and serve the guest to Pip over here. We're going to serve this to Pip. It doesn't have what he wants, so we won't get the bonus 4 points, but it's still helpful. We also should take the 2 points for constructing that, and then the 3 points for Pip, so getting a 5 points total, so 19 to 24. And that's fine. Now we get Pip over here. He has a discard ability. Oh, we should have used Hank and Bandit. Hank and Bandit has a discard ability. This whole game would be different if I used Hank and Bandit. I could have discarded him to move him anywhere I want and then forage. We could have had this problem solved. We wouldn't have had to reserve. I messed up. I done messed up. Anyways, let's go ahead and read 109. Rosa. Oh, this is lovely. Thank you so much. It looks delicious. Wait, what? No, I read 119. Sorry. Rosa, your trap works, and you and Rosa are able to capture the rambunctious Pip. Rosa, oh young man, you are in a lot of trouble. Why are you stealing fruit from Kazim and Johan? And why is there a watermelon on your head? Pip, isn't it neat, Rosa? I ate out the inside and everything. I'm going to make a whole robot suit out of melons. Isn't fruit great? It's like sweet, sweet treasure everywhere. I want it all. Piles of strawberries fall out of Pip's pocket as he jumps up and down with glee. Rosa, oh no! What am I going to do with this one? You offer to help Rosa watch over Pip while everyone finishes up preparations for the festival. You take Pip out on your foraging adventures and teach him how to identify edible fruits and plants, as well as how to harvest them without damaging the environment. Pip is excited to learn a new way to find fruit and grateful for the foraging lessons. Together you enjoy a bountiful harvest of wild fruits and bring back a bit to Kazim and Johan for the festival. All milestones are complete. Reveal 6 guest cards from the top of the guest deck to form a new supply. Continue to play the remainder of the game like normal, then read entry 999 when the game is complete. So we are done with completing all milestones. We will probably have 10 flower ingredients, but we can talk about that. Then we just need to get to at least 40 to be able to sure win, but we are going to put out 6 new guests. Now, I didn't prepare for this table-wise, unfortunately. I prepared for the game I thought I was playing, so we're going to have to figure out exactly how that goes, because I don't see an easy place to put 10 new guests without messing things up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go along the lower edge of this board, We're going to put 10 guests out over here. Let's mirror the top of these over here, because why not? We have to do a little offset because we need that space. And then we'll figure out what we need to do. So we got our guests over here. They all have their specific things that they want when you serve them. And that's that. Although, again, keep in mind, we could serve them and their abilities, but we could also just do things like discarding. No, we can't. We don't have this yet. We don't have this yet. But maybe we'll get that. Maybe we'll get that. We'll get that on the next day, which means we can just start focusing on getting ingredients, and then every ingredient... Is that just every ingredient is just 3 points more? I think it is. Well, when I take that action. Oh. That's not as fun. That's not as fun. That's not as fun. Now the question is, can I put an ingredient over something else that I already have? Reserve study. Getting skill token, placed in one of your skill tokens. You may discard an existing skill. Okay, so there is hope here. There is hope. Okay. What we will do right now is we're going to continue our journey because we are not done yet and we need to get to 40 plus points, ideally 95. I don't know if that's doable, but we're going to do our darndest to make that happen. I totally forgot this. I have the ability to pay 3 matching ingredients to gain 1 ingredient of your choice. Not always a good economy, but sometimes can be useful depending on what you're trying to do. Right now, I want to try to go ahead and just get some ingredients and then figure out what I want over here. So the good news is a bunch of these people do want, well, these over here. I do like Hana and Baron over here. They give you 6 points, which is not bad. So let's try to do that. Oh, I like them too. I like them a lot. Okay, what we are going to do is we're going to try to get this fried puffball, I guess, or any of these. What can we do over here without driving ourselves crazy? I think the asparagus casserole is not bad. We already have most of the ingredients we need. If we just go next to this over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I have a 4 left? I don't. So we can't do that one, which means I can't get... Oh, I could do 1, 2. Yeah, I could do that. All right, we're going to go 2 over here and go 1, 2. And then that's going to enable us to take 2 of that because we're next to that. 2 of that. And then we have 3 regular forages, which we'll use to go ahead and forage on the mushrooms. That will give us 1, 2, 3 mushrooms. So we're working our way towards our asparagus casserole, which will give us a whole lot of points. We then have a 3 left over here, which we can use. We can go 1, 2, 3, or we can go 1, 2, 3. So we can go right there and then just simply construct that, which is not the worst, because it also lets us get those remaining flowers that we need. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 with this one, doing a 3 movement over here. That's going to enable us to go ahead and trade in 4 of this. It's going to be 4 of this. I'm going to put down here, and then 4 of these to be able to go ahead and construct our asparagus casserole, which is going to give us 7 points. Now we do have to keep these guests a little out of the way over here. We're going to put this over here. We got our 7 points. So go from 24 to 31, which is already significantly closer to our scoring that we're trying to get to. Then we also get discard Pip at any point. Oh, wow. Oh, Pip's pretty cool. Okay. Pip wants to give us lots of berries. Oh, he has tons of strawberries in the pocket. That's funny. But then we are going to we're going to put out a new ingredient over here, new recipe. And we want at least 1 more recipe of any kind, because he wants a recipe of any kind. And I do think that the fried puffball is not bad, because it'll just give us like some extra points, but the cream of mushroom is probably better. So we do want to, we are done with the round as well, but we have 3 of these actions left. So what are the tokens we have over here? We have access to this one, and that one. I guess we'll just take 3 flowers, 1, 2, 3, because I believe, and this is the tricky part, I'm not entirely sure with the rules, because Kazum and Yoham say at game end you may discard 4 in your supply to gain 4, you discard 7 to gain 10. So I don't know if that's on top of the flowers you already want, because have at least at the end of the game. So I think we do want to have 17 flowers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have our 10, which we're going to put off to the side. These are our 10 that we're saving for the end game 10 points. But if we can get an additional 7, we can get another. No, we don't get 10 points to that. That's just a requirement. That's a requirement. If we get an additional 7, we'll get 10 points. So let's focus on that. So that was our turn. We did that. We did that. Oh, we also get a point for being... Did I do a forge action? No, I did a cook action. That's why. Okay. Then we are going to wipe this and proceed to resolve those. So to that end, we are going to put this on... We could do the double forge. Why not? So let's do the 2 down over here and do the double forge to go ahead and take 2 more flowers, because again, we do want to get 7 more flowers. We'll put them in the stack here where we're trying to measure up another stack over there to get more points. They are available to us. We can use them if we want, or we can trade them in for resources we need. But in the meantime, we are still trying to get the cream of mushroom, which I think is or the garlic mint salad is actually better. The garlic mint salad only needs 1. Oh, we could already do the garlic mint salad with a trade-in, but I don't think we want to do a trade-in. We're going to take all these back, and we're going to see what we can do as far as making that garlic mint salad. So, garlic mustard salad. I don't know I'm saying mint. Garlic mint salad does not sound great. Okay. So we need to do a forage to get a berry. But we also could just prepare it because of the way the rules work here. So 1, 2. 2 would work. But I don't love it because we're already burning through. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to spend a 2. So we're spending a 1 to 4 over here as a 2. We are going... Oh, at beginning of the day. Beginning of the day. Beginning of the day, we get to cook an ingredient of our choice. Recipe of our choice. Can we make any of these recipes is the question. I don't think we prepped for that. I don't think we prepped for that. I don't think we prepped for that because we don't have... So this is the tricky part. I could give up. Or we could just take a token. We should once again put out a new token over here. Sorry about that. Okay. That one is via an extra mushroom. Take 2 mushrooms. Okay. That one's not bad, actually. That one's not bad. Given how many mushrooms we need, I think we might take that one. So let's go ahead and take this. We're going to take this. We're just going to take it. That's all we're doing. Okay. If you have extra mushrooms, take 2 mushrooms. Then, oh, we can replace something else. There's a lot of mushrooms on the board. What if we went here? You know what? We'll do that. We're going to place this over here, knocking that out. Okay? So we got rid of this token. We'll put it off to the side. And then we are going to move our this 1 to 4. We're going to go 1, 2 over here. We are now next to our mushroom. So we'll take 2 mushrooms. So let's start with that. We are also going to go ahead and take 2 more mushrooms because we want mushrooms. We need mushrooms in this game right now. And then now that we have that, we are going to go ahead and do a cooking action. And we are going to cook specifically the garlic mustard salad, which is going to cost 1, 1, and 1. And we're going to put these back 1, 1, and 1. We have the garlic mustard salad, which is going to give us 3 more points. We go 31 to 34. That was action 1. Action 2 is we will want to make food. So to that end, if we go over here, we should be fine on the wanting to make food conversation. So let's go ahead. We want to serve a guest because we already did everything else. We just need to get more. We do need to get more flowers, which is fine. We're going to go here. We're going to go here. Go 1, 2, 3 on this board. That's going to give us the ability... Oh, we're not next to a mushroom. We're not next to a mushroom. Can we be next to a mushroom while we do that? 1, 2, 3, 4. We could go here, which I'm okay with because then we get the mushroom thing. Yeah, I'm okay with this. We're going to go over here. So we're going to swap that 4 for the 3 and go here. Then, because we're next to our mushroom, we will get to go ahead and take 2 mushrooms offhand. I have 2 forage skills, which we're going to hold off on for a second. But I probably will want... Do any of these require berries? We should have another thing out here. I don't think any of them require berries, so I will take 1 more berry and 1 more mushroom. Because I think, you know what, honestly, it's so mushroom dominant, I think I'm just going to take 2 mushrooms. Okay, also we can get berries from Pip. At any point we can discard Pip to get berries. Okay, I also could discard Hank and Bandit, so I need to remember that I can do that. Hank and Bandit has a cool ability. But now that we're going to serve a guest over here, we are serving a guest. We're going to give in these 2, and we're going to serve Hannah and Baron. So Hannah and Baron are going to be served. We now have an ability. We have 6 points in them, 34 to 40. So we are already officially in play now. But we still need to, we can discard them to move 4 spaces and forage 3 times, which is great. We'll put out a new guest, and we'll take some more actions. Okay, the Acres. The Acres over here. They want a pastry, which they're not going to get a pastry right now because honestly, it's just, it's rough out there. We could do Gigi. When served, gain 3. When served, gain 3. I do wonder whether I should just go for that. I might just try to go for that. It's not necessarily the best, but it will give me the token that I need. So if I end next to a flower or a... I guess I could do that. I currently have a 1 and a 3 left. So if I go over here with my 3, I go 1, 2, 3. Okay. At that point, I think I can take this token over here because we're next to the flower over here. We're going to put this over here. We're going to take this token. We're going to proxy it out. I think this might be the fastest way to ramp up on points right now. We're giving up a little foraging ability, but for the flexibility of being able to basically gather trade in any recipe I want for just 3 points, ignoring this over here. So, and I can cook it and then trade it in the same action, which is pretty, not forage it, or prepare it and then trade it in. And then we have our 1. Now, for our 1, we are going to get a free cook each next round. So we do want to go ahead and go here, because then I can get a bunch. I think if I go here with this, it's not my favorite, but I think it works. The alternative is I go here, but I think mean, I guess I could cook these two. If I go 1 right now over here, I could do that. I could go ahead and just go 1 over here. I would get a forage on green. But do I need this? I have this. I have cream of mushroom, so that could be 3 and 1 for cream of mushroom. But I think what I'll go ahead and do is I'll trade in my 4 puffballs over here. So I'm going to trade in. I'm going to do a fried puffball, I think. Can I do that, or can I do something better? I think that might be. You know what I'm just going to do? I'm going to forage the green first. I'm going to forage a green. I'm going to take a green with my forage action. I already took 2 mushrooms. I did not take 2 mushrooms. I'm going to take 2 mushrooms with my mushroom action. And then what I'll do is I'll then trade in these 3 greens over here, because I'm gonna prepare. So I'm gonna prepare because I'm out of cookery. So I'm gonna take the French soy sauce for 3, and then I'm gonna do this to trade it in for 3, getting 6 points. So I'm gonna go from 40 to 46. Okay, we're working our way towards that 65. The 95 is gonna be the challenge, and that was the round. I think I just took all these actions over here. No, where's my last token? I put it over here. I put it over here. I think that was this action over here. Did I take the mushroom? I don't remember. I definitely. Did I do a reserve and not take 2 points? I don't remember. I may have done a second. My second reserve, I don't remember if I took 2 points or not. But it is what it is. So now, we're going to go to the next round. The next round, I'm going to put out a ingredient over here. Ooh, look at that. We got elderberry lemonade. We are then going to go to the beginning of the next day, but first we have to cash one of these tokens. I think I'll cash in my 1. Is that what I want to do? I have a 1, 2, 3, and a 1. I might cash in my 4, actually. I could cash in my 4 if I want. Let's try that. Let's see how that goes for me. I'm going to cash in my 4 and put this over here to get 2 points, I think. Just straight up 2 points. So we're going to go up 2 points from 46 to 48. We are going to have to track this over here, which we'll figure out in a second. But things are looking decent. And then we're on our last turn of the game. Can I get to 95? That seems insane. I think I get to 65 pretty easily. 95. I thought I played a good game. I don't know if I can get to 95. So, alright, let's go ahead and continue. We're going to pull back our tokens over here. We are get a free cook action. To that end, we're going to build a cream of mushroom soup over here. So we're going to trade in 3 and 1. That's going to be our free cook action from this. We'll get 3 points for that. So we go from 48 to, again, we'll move this out of the way a little bit, to 51. Sorry for the slightly awkward way that we're going to do this over here. We get our cream mushroom soup. We have that. So we have an ingredient just sitting here. And we still have our special abilities from 3 people, which will give us a lot of flexibility. We'll put out a new ingredient over here. Wild raspberry soda. Delightful. And then I think we'll move towards... This is our last round. I have to remember that. I have to remember this is the last round. We're going to move 3 over here. I don't know why I keep doing that. Move 3 over there. No, over here like this. 1. Nope. We have to go over here like this. 1, 2, 3. Okay. That is going to be a cooking spot, which is going to help us. Because what we're going to do is... No. No, no, no. What did I do wrong? Everything. Everything. If I go 4... No. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think I can do that either. It's fine. I'm going to do this and call it for right now. Okay. So we did that. We did the 3. We're not going to benefit from this one over here, unfortunately. But we are going to be able to cook and serve in theory. So let's see how we do this. Because I can cook. Yeah, I can cook. Yeah, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to trade in... We're going to discard Pip over here to gain 3 berries. And then immediately use those 3 berries to build elderberry lemonade, which gives us 2 more points. 1, 2, and this can come back down. Alright, so we did that over there. So we're good on that. The elderberry lemonade is now in our supply. We discarded Pip as a guest. Then we are not going to get this. We do get a forage action, which we can use to get 1 more of the this one over here. That's great there. And then we are going to do this where we can trade in our elderberry lemonade for 3 points. So we're going to go from 53 to 58. 56, I mean. And slide that down. Okay, so at 56, we're doing fine-ish. Then we'll move 2, I guess. We can move 1, but I think I really need to move 2. If I do that there, it's too much. It's too much to juggle right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1. I could kind of work with that. Okay. I'm going to go with my 4 to moving. Okay. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I'm going to cash in 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take 3 of these flowers. 1, 2, 3. Because again, remember, we need to get to 2 more of those to get to 7. And then I will get 1 point as well. So that's 57. So that 65 is looking pretty golden. The rest, not so much. We have our guests in play. We have our cream of mushroom soup if we want that. And we still have 2 discard abilities. So let's see how we can make this work. We can discard to move 4 spaces and forage 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not enough. It's not enough. It's just a phase that I'm going through. Now the problem is, we have these people. We can move to any space, we can forage, but we can't cook on that last turn. So they will give us points. Ingredients are worth points in the game. But who is the most as far as, what's the most expensive ingredient we can make? Okay, so if we can make this over here, which will give us 8 points. We already have 1. We already have 1. We already have these. We would need 3 blue, 3 blue, and 1 green. I think that's what we need. 3 blue and 1 green. Okay, and again, we do have the flexibility to turn in ingredients. But if we do 3 blue and 1 green to make this, which is going to be our final goal, so how would we do that? We'd have to get 3 blue, so we can move 4 spaces. Discard to move, because we have this one thing. Discard to move to an empty picnic space. Oh, that's tricky. That's tricky. Because the problem is there's never picnic spaces that are 1 away from each other. Okay. Oh, boy. But I could do that. Okay, I don't know exactly how this is going to play. Are there picnic spaces next to blue? There are no picnic spaces next to blue. Yay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry for this AP processing right here. We also need green, and we also need flowers. Are there green next to flowers? There are, where we are right now, which is not a picnic space. So green next to flowers, because that would help us as well, is the only space we're in. Okay. Green next to blue, green next to flowers, flowers next to blue. There's just not a lot of options here. Okay, so I don't need the green. I think we'll just go here. 1. Oh my gosh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. I don't see a way I can do it all. Oh, I could do that as my last turn. Okay. I don't know if I can build this thingy. What if I go for the 6 instead? Then I would just need green. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but let's see. Let's see how this works. Okay. So we're just going to try to do this. I think this will work overall. We are going to go ahead and discard Hank to move to an empty picnic space and then forage 3 times. We're going to go there, and then we're going to forage. We're trying to build the wild onion pasta, so we're going to forage 3 times to get 3 of these. We still need 2 green, I believe. Okay. So we got those over there. That's our foraging 3 times. Done. Hank is gone. Then we are going to go ahead and discard Hannah and Baron to move 4. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Which will help to a degree. It won't help us with what we want, but it'll still help. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll forage 3 times as well. Doesn't really help us as much, but we will still do that. Okay, so we're discarding Hannah and Baron. We get 4 forages. So we'll just take a bunch of these over here because it's still going to help. Not help as much as we want, but it's still going to help. Then we are going to... How did I think I was going to make this work? I'm silly. There was never a rule in which I was going to make this work because I can't serve. I can't cook and serve. I've just been agonizing for a while over trying to make something happen that I can't make happen. So ignore all that. We're going to focus on just getting a guest served, I guess. It's not the thing I thought was going to happen, but it'll happen. So then we're going to place our 1 over here, and this is going to be the final move of the game at this point. Well, almost final move. I guess we're going to have this up here. And we are going to place that down there. And we're going to take 2. We're going to take a flower, because we can with that. we are going to then, we could trade in a thingy for 3 points, but I think honestly it just makes sense at this point to go ahead and just, well, I guess we can make a recipe, that's also worth points. So we'll trade in this to get 3 points. So that's going to be, this goes here, we go up 3, so 57 to 60. Okay, we did that. We can move this down now, and then we can also make a recipe, which we'll do. Let's see, the most expensive recipe we can make is going to be the wild onion pasta. So we get 3, we get 1, and we're going to trade 3 matching ingredients, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, to be able to go ahead and get to replace the kale over there and get 6 points. Go to 0 to 6 over here, and those are all gone. And then lastly, there's no lastly. I guess lastly we can go ahead. We did all this. Lastly, we can trade this in over here. So I guess we'll place our 1 to 4 over here to get 2 points because that seems like the right thing to do. Alternatively, we have enough guess. We could get 3 points if we trade in this and this. So we'll trade in this and this and treat it like a 3 to move our jar up 3 points. So we go up 1 more point. We'll actually technically move our jar up. We go down 2, 1, 2, 3, but that does count for points. So same difference with 1 more point and giving up resources. Okay. And then we built the wild onion pasta, did we? Did I take 6 points for that? I think I took the 6 points. I think I did, right? We got the 3 up there. Yeah, I took the 6 points. Okay, that's that. We built it. We have the wild onion pasta. Okay, which means now it's time to move to endgame. Game end, and I'll just go through the steps properly over here, but I don't think I'm getting to the 95. I think I did well, not that well. So game end, I believe what you're going to do is you're going to do the following. First things first is we can go ahead and use Kazim and Johan over here to discard 7 flowers, which I have over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I only have 6, but I can trade in these 3 matching ones for the 7th, and that will give me 10 points. So I go up from 6 to 16, and since this is plus 60, I'm at 76, basically. Then, add together the victory points from your jar as well. So that's going to give me, basically, let's go down back 0, and this will give me another 3 points to 19, 79. Any game end abilities I did. Every 4 ingredients, which I have 1 over here, is going to be 1 more point. So I'm at a total of 70 points. Was that 80? That's 80 points. I'm at 80 points, but not 95. And that is that. We're going to go ahead and read the end game script. Read entry 999. The end. You arrive at the Flower Festival with Rosa and Pip, taking in the enchanting sights and scents. Everywhere you look, there are vibrant colors and beautiful blooms as far as the eye can see. In the center of the festival, you see that Kazim and Johan have set a bountiful spread of delicious treats from their farm. You also notice a line of kids waiting for Hank to give them a ride in Bandit. You're delighted to see the community coming together to celebrate and share their love for nature's beauty. As you approach the center, Kazim and Johan welcome you warmly and show you some of their delicious offerings. You can't resist trying a taste of everything, and each bite is bursting with flavor and freshness. As you eat, you notice Pip following one of your lessons as he politely asks for each of the separate offerings. As the day goes on, you share your knowledge of wildflowers you've gathered, showing off their vibrant blooms. Of course, you bring some of your favorite recipes as well, inspiring others to try their hand in making unique foraged dishes. As the sun sets, you end your trip joining hands with other attendees to dance around a bonfire, celebrating the magic of the natural world and the unity of their community. It was a truly special day, one that will stay with you for a long time to come. Congratulations! If you have achieved all of the goals, then you have won this scenario. Try the next one to learn more about the wonderful world of wild gardens. If you didn't succeed at the goals, that's okay. Try again next time, or move on to another scenario. You're welcome to try each of them at your own pace. No matter what path you choose, we hope you have a wonderful time exploring. And that is basically it. There are 7 solo scenarios in this book over here, and that's in addition, of course, to the multiplayer game, which will have the same basic concept, but you won't have that whole journey of the guests. You're just going to have 6 guests in play at all time, 6 ingredients in play at all time, or 6 recipes in play at all time, and then simply trying to forage what you can while you go through a sequence of, well, all the actions you saw me do. Anyways, until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough of Wild Gardens from Rose Gauntlet Entertainment, and as always, I hope you have a good one.